Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
I'm Alaina.
And I'm Grady.
And this, right here, is Morbid. And this is a very special episode of Morbid. We have Grady Hendrix on the show.
That's me.
Thank you for coming. This is amazing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm always happy to talk. Talking is my preferred mode of existence. If I'm not talking, I'm not sure I exist.
You're really good at talking.
Yeah, you're a great talker.
Thank you. Well, I'm in the middle of trying to finish a book right now, so all I do is sit in silence and hate myself. So it's nice to talk and not think about my shortcomings.
Do you find that relatable, Alaina?
I was going to say that is like the best way to describe writing a book, sitting in silence and hating yourself.
Yeah.
I find I do that often.
I do that when I'm not writing a book, so.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
You know,
we all do it.
It's fun anytime.
Yeah, it is. Anybody can do it. But like Ash just said, I mean, Grady is a best-selling author, journalist, screenwriter, podcaster, and absolutely iconic public speaker.
Thank you.
You really are, because we
I
went to
it.
you're incredible at it, because we went to your event at Unlikely Story for Witchcraft for Wayward Girls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me, Mikey, and Ash went.
It was so fun.
That event was such a blast. It's such a unique book event. If anybody has not gone to Grady's events, I strongly encourage you to, because it's unlike any other book event I think you're ever going to be at.
100%.
Well,
Truly.
I just figure if people actually leave the house for a book event, there should be, it should be fun. And they should be assured that indeed I'm the stupidest person in the room, not them. And they can just relax.
That's what it's all about, because it's so true. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, people are leaving their house and they definitely get something out of leaving their house for your events.
Well,
for sure.
Well, I mean, there's so much you can do. There's Netflix, there's the fridge, there's sex.
The couch.
There's so much more in the house. How do you, leaving it has to be at least marginally worthwhile.
Yeah, you really got to dangle a carrot.
Yeah.
If you're going to get me out of my house. But also, your event was so, it struck me by how well researched that entire dissertation was. It was incredible. I feel like I learned so much during that.
Well, no, I appreciate it. It's funny, when I'm writing a book, I do research, but most of my research is really nuts and bolts and logistical, what was on TV in 1970 in this part of Florida on a Thursday night. And then I do all the fun research, like witches, let's go down every rabbit hole at the end when the book's done, when I'm putting the show together. And that's really kind of a reward to myself, because I'm a research nerd.
Yeah.
But that's really fun to be able to just go, I don't have an end point in sight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just I don't need what's a cool spell or something spell or how can I go? It's just what? Okay, sure. Let's just run down this rabbit hole as far as it'll go.
That's what it feels like. It feels like just being able to just sprint down whatever rabbit hole you want to sprint down. Because it's true, when you're researching just the logistics, there has to be an end, because that happens to me sometimes, with research, with writing. I'll start going down a tangent, and then I'm like, no, stop. You have to come back here. Because then I'm 3 hours in and I've written 4 words.
Yeah. Well, it's also, the thing that's also really fun about the witch show is I'm sort of a history nerd, and I can't remember who said this, but someone once said, people kids now, they think they invented sex. And so when they read something that's sort of kind of horny from the 19th century, they're all heavens to Betsy. And to me, being able to go back to people in the 19th century or early 20th century and make them seem present and vital and not dum-dums, the whole part about Sylvia Townsend Warner and writing Lolly Willows, and this sort of boom in the 20s of women really embracing Satanism and witchcraft as these sort of avenues for liberation. I'm not even sure you'd find that in the 80s, or the 90s, really.
No, definitely
not. Yeah, with Satanic Panic and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So it's really fun to sort of go back and make these people who can often get written off as being fuddy-duddy, dusty old people, alive, and vital.
Because you always see, obviously there's no pictures of people from really long ago. So you always see these like paintings or imagery of people, and they always look like very serious and like
super stuffy.
Yeah. And it's like when you start thinking of them doing like everyday human things and having like human urges, and then it's such a different perspective. And I think you did a really good job like giving that to the audience.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there's a quote Alan Moore gave, the guy who writes comic books, when he did this Victorian Jack the Ripper thing called From Hell, where he was giving an interview and he said, if you could actually teleport yourself back to 1888, you would look around and it would look like science fiction to you. You wouldn't be able to speak the language. You wouldn't understand the measurements. You wouldn't know what people were saying to you. You would be in a completely alien planet. And, it's like one of those things where I'm always thinking, if you go back to the 18th, I would say 19th, maybe even later, everyone was drunk. Just pretty much all the time. The amount of booze they were packing away on a daily basis, like they were just always making the worst decisions.
Yeah, they were really going for it back then.
Yeah.
They were just like living through the worst decisions as well. So they're probably like, we might as well just be like lit through all of this.
It was a coping mechanism, really.
Like everything's smelly and dirty. We might as well just not remember this.
As well just like, just like put a happy face on this.
Yeah, let's go. It's you answered one of my questions because I was going to ask if you had to do like a whole separate version of research for the events that you do for writing. And yeah, that's what I figured it was.
That makes sense.
But yeah, that's interesting to hear. And we loved it. We raved about it afterwards. But moving into another one of your amazing works that we're obsessed with, we loved My Best Friend's Exorcism. I think so many people love that book. And
Thank
you are one of my favorite authors of all time.
Very nice of you.
And we love all your books. But our listeners loved when we did My Best Friend's Exorcism we did like an audiobook club episode where we covered it. And people loved it. They just went nuts about it. They loved how you were able to tell the story from like a female perspective and really get into the time frame. You're a really gifted storyteller, obviously. And we just want to know, like, where did this all start? Like, where did your storytelling begin? Were you like a horror guy forever? Or where did this all start?
No, horror wasn't really my thing. As a kid, I found the book covers kind of gross. Like they really put me off. And so like I read Clive Barker and Stephen King like anyone would. Those Alfred Hitchcock Treasury editions that used to be in every like middle school library. Yes. But for me, horror was movies. And so my friends and I would rent, tapes from the video store because I grew up in the 80s.
I miss video stores.
And watch this stuff together. So it was always like a social activity. To me, horror was there was always a social component. Like I think of movies like City of the Living Dead, the Fulci film, or Doom Asylum, or Evil Dead 2. And those movies are completely in my mind linked to how I saw them and who I saw them with. And I can remember who was sitting where, not because I have some great memory, but just because those were, big events for me, like seeing those movies for the first time with, Alan and Aaron and Adam Richards and Matt Gibson and these people, that was huge. In terms of writing and telling stories, for me, I'm from South Carolina, and I think most families, people say it's Southern families, but I don't know, maybe it's every family. No, I take that back actually, because my wife's Canadian, and I'll tell stories about my family, and they will say, "Oh my goodness, your family's so crazy." We don't have any stories like this in our family, and I'm like, the more, I've been married for 30 something years. I'm like, yes, I don't say this, but I'm like, yes, you do. You definitely have these stories. You just don't tell them, or you tell them.
Yeah, you don't realize some of them.
Yeah. And my family, it's funny. My parents got divorced when I was about 13, and I've got 3 older sisters, and we were very much posing in the matching outfits kind of family. And then when my parents got divorced, it was this idea of, well, we're not perfect anymore. And there's no way to make it look like we're perfect. And this was the 80s, early 80s, this was 84 or 5, when you knew people who were divorced, but everyone wasn't divorced quite yet. Now it's like everyone's divorced. Yeah. So for us, for my sisters and I, we never talked about it, but it was this sort of liberation, which was, we'll say anything now. Like there is literally nothing no story you can't tell. because the alternative is really horrible. We did that. That wasn't so great. And even though I think it really frustrated my mom, I think she was okay with it to some extent. And her way of dealing with it was just to pretend those things hadn't happened. Oh, I don't remember that.
That's a mom's favorite line.
That's the classic mom response. I don't remember it like that.
Exactly. And so for me, when I started writing, I realized that the way to make it not sound stiff and boring was to tell it like I was telling it to another person, right?
Mhm.
And I know people say that, but I've heard that writing advice and workshops and classes and stuff. And it just, I guess I hit a point where I digested it enough and was like, I need to be writing the way I would speak, and when you talk and tell a story, unless you're an idiot, you generally have a pretty good idea of what to leave out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so it was just, that was really the breakthrough for me is realizing that. And then with My Best Friend's Exorcism, the real breakthrough was realizing that I needed to go back and actually remember what high school in 1988 was like, rather than what John Hughes told me high school in 1988 was like. And I wrote a whole draft of the book that was just, as according to my wife, hot garbage, because it was just knockoffs. It was just a bad.
That's amazing.
That's not so Canadian.
Yeah. It was. She's been in the States too long.
Yeah,
She's, we've lost her.
She's picked up some stuff.
Yeah, and so I was just magpieing together tropes and things, and so to go back and really remember what it was like, and things like, and really sort of buckle down and do that work, and then to also, put some blood on the page. That was the first time I realized that the more I put in stuff that I found embarrassing and difficult, the more readers responded to it. I mean, Abby has horrible acne in that, because I had horrible acne in high school, like really bad, borderline disfiguring acne, where you just sort of look in the mirror and just be like, I can't do it. I can't leave the house like this. I look like a monster. The three-way calling thing, man, I got burned in a three-way calling thing so bad by this girl I had a crush on. Like, yeah,
same.
it's awful. Doesn't exist anymore, really, but like, it was bad.
Kids don't know. Nowadays, they don't know the trauma of a three-way calling attack.
All they have is a group chat.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sure that's just as traumatic. When you realize someone's in the group chat and you thought they weren't.
Ooh, that'll change.
It's the same kind of feeling. Oh no!
Did you really? Topical.
I was actually at a party, and I texted what I thought was my wife, telling her how boring the party was and how pretentious I thought everyone was.
Oh, no.
And I didn't realize that the two hosts were on that group chat.
Oh.
And then I found them, and I was like, just fucking
Just being
you.
silly.
April Fools. A little
Just being a
late.
big jokester.
Me.
They're like, you will not be invited
God.
back.
And they have that unsent.
No, they laughed it off. They were pretty drunk at that point.
Oh, there you go.
See?
That fixes everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, that's rough.
But
Yeah,
honestly,
it was bad. That haunted me for a while.
that really is the greatest part of being married, though, is being able to shit talk to your spouse the second you leave somewhere or while you're there via text.
Mm.
It's one of my favorite things about being married.
Yeah.
But here's my question is, I'm always worried we can be heard. Like, I'm paranoid that we're too close to the scene of the crime, that we need to wait longer, or someone from the party or the dinner's on the subway with us, or what if I accidentally butt dialed the person, and even though we're all the way back at our house, my phone is listening?
No, I've done that before.
She's done that in a horrible way.
I'm not going to go into details because the person might be listening, but I've done that before, and it was really, really bad.
So now I'm constantly in fear of a butt dial to the exact person that I'm talking about.
Yep. When it happens to you, it changes you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't even know it was a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And now that you've said that, I return to my cave of shame and will live a cautious life.
You have to.
I love everyone and have nothing negative to say about any of them.
Everyone is just so beautiful, right?
If you hear anything to the contrary, it's a lie. It's fake.
I still am very, when I was young, I saw this Captain America. They showed my Cub Scouts, this like Captain America, how to save energy, conservation is your friend little film strip. And it was like, always close the refrigerator door and like, don't leave the oven on. And so was very OCD as a kid, but I've sometimes like gone back blocks to make sure the oven is off or the stove is off or the refrigerator door is closed. And I was always like, this is so dumb. I just need to break myself of this habit. And one day, my wife left the stove on.
See?
And
no.
I had gotten up in the middle of the night and I was like, I'm just going to check on the stove. I was like, this
You're
has
like,
been
oh my
on
God.
since, this has been on
This
for
is why
hours.
I do
Feel
this.
like we might all be dead right now.
Well, and that's the thing. My takeaway wasn't, oh, it was on for hours and it wasn't a big deal. My
No.
takeaway was, it was on for hours. My worst nightmares
Yes.
come true. The walls are listening, an earthquake is going to happen.
Something
Quicksand is
terrible
real.
is happening here.
Bigfoot is in the trees. I need to live in fear.
Sometimes you do.
I do the same thing with locked doors, though.
Oh, locking
Yeah.
the doors at
If-
night. I'm
yeah.
a psychopath about it.
And my husband loves to do this thing where I'll be like, did you lock the back door? And he's like, I think so. And I'm like, that's not an answer. So then I just have to, I'm like, of course. And it's always locked every time. But I'm like, don't
Yeah.
say I think so.
yeah, you can't say
I
I think
don't know.
so.
Why do people feel like playing on your nerves is funny? It's not funny.
I don't know.
Some people really do.
I want to
though.
be safe.
Yeah. I'm like, we've been married for 13 years. You should know now
Yeah.
that that's not a good game to play, especially
Yeah,
with
you're
locked
going to
doors.
get up and go check.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Gotta.
Yeah.
Well, going back to your writing, and you just touched on it a little bit, having three sisters. Between Abby and My Best Friend's Exorcism to Lynette and Final Girl support group, I feel like every time I read a new one of your titles, I'm always so impressed with how well you write women. How do you feel like you're able to create these vivid, real women characters?
Well, okay. So this is thank you. I really
You're
appreciate that. No, honestly, I do. B, I think it's so weird that that's not normal. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's worth comment because I'm like, isn't this the job as a writer? Like you write people who aren't you. And like, I get it. Like I could not convincingly write something from a Black perspective because I just don't know that perspective of the world. I can make some guesses. I can definitely have characters of color, but I would never want to write a book completely from a Black or a Latino character's point of view because I don't know how that kind of family, I don't know the family, I don't know how family dynamics. You know what I mean? I just would
Yeah.
not be comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
But with a woman, like I grew up in the same house with my sisters. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, they're not living on another planet. They are another person. That's, yes, things are different, but I can extrapolate those things. I can write a robot. Why can't I write, I can write a vampire. Why can't I write a woman? And so I always find that so weird. And I'm always like, well, geez, that sucks.
It's
because
not
that
always so well
literally-
done.
I know.
Well, I know, and thank you, but I mean, that's literally the job. So it really is using, I mean, this sounds so lame, but like using your imagination. And also like, I do have three older sisters. I mean, I was largely raised by my mom. I've been married for 30 something years. So I really, with my wife especially, like we got married when she was 19 and I was 20. So we've really grown up together. If I don't know what almost every stage of her life is like, I haven't been paying attention. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
Very
it's
true.
It's
Very
there.
valid.
Like I'm sure there are things she keeps private, but it's just a matter of like thinking it through. Like, I mean, to me, I'm kind of like, well, yeah, I love parking far away from a venue if I'm going to see a show or something because I don't want to have to fight for a parking space and I don't mind the walk. But I'm a knucklehead if I don't think it through and realize that for a woman walking alone across a dark parking lot, at 1 a.m. is a very different experience. I'm not saying
Yes.
it's not scary for me, but my fear is of werewolves. Their fear is probably something a lot more scientifically valid. So there's that kind of stuff where I guess that would be an easy trap to walk into, but really it's just thinking it through and not being a knucklehead,
There you go. See, men, we're not as complicated as you think.
It's true. Just don't be a
and I don't want to
knucklehead.
make women seem simple, but it's I don't know. I don't mean to huff and puff on this one. But yeah, I just try real hard. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
writing a book. The book I'm writing right now is interesting because it doesn't have a single female character in it.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's weird. It just kind of happened accidentally. And I'm like, wow, this is going really quickly.
You don't have to ponder anything. You're just like, boom.
Well, it's also less about the pondering, I realized, thank God, because I was like, maybe I've been like really holding myself back all these years. But what I realized is that the last book, Witchcraft, I mean, it was set in 1970. It's a lot of research. It was also set in a home for unwed mothers. It was just a dark, dark book.
Right.
I really like that book. I'm very proud of that book.
I
But
love
it
that
was
book.
like, but thank you. It was like, it's a book I'm so proud of and I'm so glad I wrote. But it's like now I'm writing a book like, which is much lighter. And I'm like, I think that's why it's going. I'm just like, I'm so relieved not to be writing a book where everyone is not at their worst moment of their life every minute of the book.
There you go. It's like a little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
I love it. I felt like Witchcraft for Wayward Girls is like, reading it felt like you were like under one of those blankets that has like the hood.
Oh, I
on
have
it,
a
like that
copy.
cozy feeling to it. I don't know why. It was like cozy scary.
I'm so excited to read that one.
No, I'm really glad. I mean, that was a book that I really consciously went long on. I just was like, I want this to be one of those books that you feel like you can pull around yourself like a blanket.
That's how it
it's
felt.
just sort of a big book you can get lost in for, you know, someone's like, oh, I read it in 3 days. I'm like, God damn it. I gotta read it.
You're like, no.
Yeah, like I
Sit with
appreciate
it.
that. I take it as a compliment, but I'm always like, but it took me 2 years to write it.
I know.
But yeah, no, it's a book I wanted to feel big and sort of comforting and all encompassing.
That's exactly the word for it. It literally feels like it's its own like atmosphere a little bit. Like you feel like you're in a room. Like it created a room around me that's cozy. I just really liked. It was a fun experience to read it for sure.
I need to go to
really
that one
appreciate
next.
it.
I just finished, actually yesterday, just by coincidence,
Yeah.
Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. So good.
I love
thank you.
that book
Yeah.
so much.
And I took some time to read it. I didn't devour it all at once.
No, I mean, it's always a compliment when someone says that. I'm like, oh, that's the point, right? I want you excited to finish it. But yeah, it is like there is a really I mean, you all know this. There's such a disproportionate ratio to the time it takes to write a book versus the time it takes to read a book.
Oh, yes.
You know? So it's
Yep.
like I wish I could get that a little more in balance.
I know. It's true. Well, we have some like kind of interesting questions that'll be coming up for you. We're going to go into a game of Would You Rather. But first, I have one question that kind of ties into your Final Girls support group book.
Oh, yeah.
So if you had to be in one of your Final Girls horror franchises, which one would you actually survive and how?
Which one would I survive?
Yeah, which one
And
do you
how
think
would
you
you
could
do
get
it?
through?
I mean, none. I am very comfortable knowing that I'm one of the first ones dead.
Self-aware.
Like, yeah, almost. I can't think of a single franchise I'd survive. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, no.
Oh, Dead on
Yeah.
Impact.
No.
Yeah, dead on. Friday the 13th, done. You know, I'm trying to think. I mean,
What do we have? We have Halloween.
I feel good about Halloween because he walks and I'm not Lori. That's what you said.
That's
True.
it. I would just be like, Lori's over there.
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw her go
I
that
just
way.
saw your sister. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street, as soon as you go to sleep, you're screwed.
And I love
I
sleep.
love sleeping.
So
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's taken me a long time, but I've accepted the fact that I am a early death, and all I can hope for, it's a really good one that people remember.
There you go.
That's all you can hope for, I think.
Alaina,
Like,
what do you
you
think
wanna
you'd
be-
survive?
Yeah, you want to be Johnny Depp in like Nightmare on Elm Street,
Oh, yeah,
or like
like
Kevin
the-
Bacon
yeah.
in like, you know, Friday. Like
Yeah.
you want to be a memorable one.
You have to cover the room in blood.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
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 Like you have to be Tatum hanging out of the garage door.
Oh, that's exactly who I
Yeah.
would be. Tag
Yeah.
yourself, I'm her.
I think I could I don't know. I could potentially survive Halloween just because again, he walks. I'm pretty
Right.
good at hiding,
Yeah.
and I'm not Laurie Strode.
There you go.
So I feel like
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
But this is how Michael gets you. You underestimate
true.
him.
That
That's
is
very
true.
true.
That's valid. He's also unkillable.
I was gonna say
which
he
is
also
tough.
doesn't die.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get.
But it is true. I mean, you do always feel like pick a point, run in a straight line, just
Yeah.
go. And when
Yeah.
you get to that point, pick another point, straight line, just go.
Keep going.
How can you go wrong? And yet, you know, and
He'll
yet,
be there
yeah.
no matter
Yeah.
what. That's very true.
I know. Jason Voorhees too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you could escape that one.
And he's real big.
He's so big.
I don't love that.
The mask would, I don't have fright or flight.
You
I
have freeze.
Freeze. I just freeze in the moment if I'm scared of something.
Can
I'd be
confirm.
screwed. Yeah.
She does freeze.
I literally just go.
She just gets paralyzed in the moment.
Yeah. And there's also one of those things where I used to, when I was younger, be like, I wouldn't want to be impaled on a farm implement, or like those deaths looked painful. And I was like, I'd rather just kill myself. And now I've come around. I'm like, no, where there's life, there's hope. But back in the day, I was very much like, I don't want to be hung on a hook. You know, like
I don't want that.
Yeah. And now I just feel like accept your fate, you know,
and just make it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really all
go
you
down
can
in
do.
infamy, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into our would you rathers, because they are pretty ridiculous. So we're starting off strong here.
Oh, good.
Would you rather have to co-author your next book with a sentient cursed book titled Sexy Spells for Sassy Sorcerers, or with an eldritch horror who insists on writing everything in Comic Sans?
Oh, definitely the latter.
The Comic Sans.
I've done, I mean, because at the end of the day, your editor, it's not going to be published in Comic Sans, you know.
Valid. Truth.
Valid. And, you know, I've done some co-authoring before, and I'm very good at working with someone. I don't always enjoy it all the way, but I'm very good at navigating that relationship. And so I feel like in Eldritch Horror, it would need me. Like, we're co-authoring. It couldn't just banish me to another dimension of eternal torment right off the bat. Like, it needs me. And so I actually think we might come to know each other and appreciate each other, appreciate our differences.
I kind of love that.
You know, what holidays do you celebrate? Oh, I didn't know today was a special day for Eldritch Horrors. Tell me a little bit about your traditions. And I think it would be interesting, if nothing else. Working with a cursed book, like, it's just a book. It's like, you know, there are books everywhere, cursed or not. I want the Eldritch Horror.
All right. I respect it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Actually.
And like you said, it's not going to be published in Comic Sans. I didn't even think of that.
I know.
Yeah. And I'm not that offended by Comic Sans.
Oh, that's where we differ.
I mean, like, I don't like it. I wouldn't use it. But, like, you know, if you were saying, oh, it only works in like Zap Dingbats or something, I'd be like, I mean, that's
like,
an
that's
annoying step. Yeah, you have to highlight it and then like put it in like Arial. But
that'd be a whole thing.
That's a good call. Yeah. And I like that you would have to like get to know the Eldritch Horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice part of it.
I mean, I think if nothing else, it'd be a fun story.
Yeah. And you'd probably get another story out of it. Yeah. You don't have to co-author. Just from your experience. So
yeah. Although then you could have really hurt Tex. It's like, I told you those things in confidence.
I never went on the record.
Yeah, I didn't want those in a book. I assumed this character's just is based on me.
I thought we were friends.
Thanks. I thought we actually liked each other.
I thought we really connected during that.
I didn't realize it was just work for you.
I told you about my special holiday.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Now that I'm thinking about it, my initial feeling was I was a little on the fence about both, but I think I would also go with the Eldritch Horror. I just love the idea of the book being called Sexy Spells for Sassy Sorcerers.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun to say.
Because I'm like, is that book? It's sentient. So it's got something going on there. And I want to know what it's about.
But there's also an aspect where you feel like sometimes if someone, like, we all have friends like this, right? Who they only see things through a certain lens. It's a political lens. Maybe it's global warming is there, you know, so I feel like the Sassy Spellbook would just keep returning to sex for sorcerers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Good
it would
call.
just keep bringing the conversation back there. And it's
to
like
one note.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, everything would feel like a bit.
That's true.
That'd be tough.
And an Eldritch Horror has just a new adventure every day.
Yeah. A wide range of interests.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah. I definitely respect that answer. And I agree with it.
I do too.
Yeah.
So next question.
Oh, let's do this.
Would you rather write with a haunted typewriter that types back at you with sassy commentary, or with a cursed laptop that tries to sabotage your drafts by inserting romance subplots at random places?
It is difficult.
This is a hard one.
And I'll tell you, I mean, I immediately recoil in horror at the typewriter with the sassiness. You know what I mean? Like, Sassy's great in like a 1930s screwball comedy, but in real life, Sassy's just kind of irritating.
Oh,
you know?
Absolutely.
Like what kind of romance? What kind of romantic stuff? Is it like inserting? Is it sort of like doing slash to what we're writing? So it's like, it's just suddenly the characters are like embracing and going off, or is it like actually inserting a completely separate narrative between
That's actually
chapters?
a great idea. When I initially thought of this, I thought that they were just kind of randomly forcing your characters into like a romance subplot. That doesn't make sense.
No, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Which would I rather? You know what? I'm going to go with the type.
Sassy typewriter?
No, I'm going with the laptop. I'm
Wow.
going with the laptop.
Laptop.
I know. Yeah.
Wow.
There's something about a typewriter. Do either of y'all write on a typewriter?
I do
No.
not.
No, I don't either. And I tried to get one of those typewriter keyboards once that like,
have
maybe
one
this
of
will be
those.
interesting. Yeah. Do you ever use it?
No. It's just
Yeah,
sitting there.
exactly.
Every once in a while when I go by it, I'll
like,
touch
beep,
the
boop.
keys to make the sound, and that's as far as it goes.
Exactly. Typewriters, I feel like, are that friend who's really into bourbon and you just can't order a drink at the bar,
Yes.
without them telling
Absolutely.
you all about it. Like, there's something about it, not typewriter's fault, but whenever
No.
someone's like, oh, I only use the same typewriter and I had to warehouse, parts when it got discontinued in 1978, I'm always like, grow up. Grow
Why
up.
are
Get
you
a
doing
grip.
that?
Go to the Apple store.
Yeah. What's wrong with a pen?
It's true. Yeah, I think I kind of want the sassy commentary more than the romance subplots for me.
Me too.
Because I'd have trouble. I feel like then you have to write them out of it every time.
That'd
Yeah.
be tough.
Because in my head, it's like, is it stuck in the story now? Like, I
Mhm.
can't just erase it. I have to get them out of that
Yeah.
and back into line here.
That'd be tough.
And I feel like that's a lot more work.
It's like double editing.
Yeah.
Lots of work.
And I don't want that.
No.
Well, all of this is adding a lot more work to the
It
process.
is.
Yeah,
It's
either
true.
way, you're not wrong.
The sassy commentary is definitely adding because it's going to make me second guess everything I write.
Yeah.
I feel.
So final decision.
I'm going to go with the typewriter only because I don't want to have to write people out of a romance subplot.
All right. I
Mhm.
respect it.
And
Okay.
it is cursed. It says a cursed laptop. So I don't know how far that curse goes.
All right.
That's
I don't want to
wise.
enter into anything.
Yeah,
that I
that
don't
is
know
wise.
the full scope of.
I think I'm going sassy commentary on this one. I
So
think
you're
I could
just
have
like-
fun. I'd send some back.
Wow.
You're like, let's go.
I'm a Gemini. I'm all about witty
Yeah.
banter. So,
That's true.
But don't you worry that like there's a fine line between sassy commentary and personally hurtful?
it could be personally hurtful, but I can
Yeah.
I can go scorched earth really quick back at that
Wow.
sassy typewriter. Yeah.
Listen,
I'll
yeah,
get
you
them
dumb
back.
typewriter.
Listen to this.
Go change your ribbons.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I'll do it.
All right. So the next one. Would you rather write your next novel in Grace Kavanaugh's home from Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires?
Mhm.
Or, and this is crazy, in the creepy attic of a fan who calls you Daddy Horror?
Wow, Grace's house. No question.
No question.
Yeah, I feel there's a and you all know this as well as anyone, there is not just a line, but I would say a canyon between making the donuts and eating the donuts.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone who enjoys eating the donuts to see the donuts getting made.
That's fair.
So I'd rather be
Best way to
and-
say that.
And Grace's house is actually, to some small extent, in my mind, based on a house that I actually found rather pleasant. So
Oh, really?
I'm all in for Grace. Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
I think I'd go Grace too, because I agree with your donut analogy. And I like that a lot.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah.
It's very misery to me, and
Very
that doesn't
misery.
end well. So
Yeah.
that's a no.
Yeah.
I'm going with Grace.
All right, that one was easy. Let's
Yeah.
see if this one is as easy. Would you rather only be able to speak in 80s slang for the rest of your life, or have to perform an exorcism with nothing but a mixtape and some strawberry lip smackers?
Oh, 80s slang. Easy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to perform an exorcism.
I think I do if it entails a mixtape and strawberry lip smackers.
I was going to say,
that sounds like a fun exorcism as far as they go.
It does, you know?
And what's on the mixtape?
Ooh.
That's the fun part.
I know. Did we make the mixtape or was it given to us?
In my mind, I made the mixtape.
Okay.
Like a powerful mixtape.
For the exorcism in mind. Okay.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I would go exorcism in that scenario then.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going exorcism.
All right, we can do it together.
I'm going slang. Yeah.
You're going slang.
80s slang.
You can just be in the corner saying things.
Like totally tubular, y'all.
Exactly.
Totally tubular
Gnarly.
Exorcism.
It'll only help.
And I feel like 80s slang sort of made a comeback a little bit, you know? Like
everything does.
As soon as you just said gnarly, I was like, wait a second. I use that on like a regular basis.
I say gnarly very regularly.
I call things
bogus,
gnarly all
gnarly,
the time.
like
rad.
No one says you have to sound like Spicoli and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You just got to use some.
That's true.
Just a dab here and there.
All right. Yeah. That might kind of be fun.
No, but the exorcism, I really appreciate you guys looking for a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, I've never done an exorcism before, so I feel like presented the opportunity. Yeah. This is a pretty good one.
Why wouldn't you?
You know?
Yeah, exactly. You have to accept the challenges in life.
You do. All right. So we're exercising and you're talking slanging like a John Hughes movie. I'm into it. So moving on from exorcisms, would you rather spend 1 week living in Shirley Jackson's Hill House or 1 weekend on a girls' trip with the witches from Suspiria?
Oh, like Helena Marcos and all that? Yeah. Oh, definitely girls' trip. 100%.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm 100% on. I mean, because it's the creepy cook who doesn't really talk a whole lot. The little kid dressed up as Little Lord Fauntleroy. There's what's her name who runs the dance academy, who's great. And then there's Helena Marcos just being a boss. You know, I'm all in on the girls' trip. That would be a blast.
When you present it that way, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I kind of love that.
I'm not on the girls' trip to be tormented. I'm there to have a good time.
What do you think the first stop is on that girls' trip?
Ooh.
Well, I would think that what we'd be doing is it'd be a little less of a road trip and more sort of a destination, you know? So I'm thinking like a resort, maybe, you know, in like somewhere all inclusive in Mexico or something. And like you could take day trips to explore stuff or maybe just chill by the pool. And there's like 3 or 4 pools to do some beach club, get a cabana.
I like that.
I think I'm choosing this. I think you've just talked me into my decision.
Like, well, shit.
And like everyone, here's the one thing. I think it would be really important that it's a resort where everyone has separate villas. You know what I mean? Like no connecting rooms, because I've heard Helena Marcos snore and it's really loud. Like really like it's really
that would be terrifying.
I want separate. Yeah.
I want to get away from that.
And who doesn't want their own villa anyway?
Yeah, exactly. Or she could bring her apnea mask, in which case maybe.
That changes things.
Maybe you could room.
Yeah. But I also think, she comes into the pool, everyone's going to leave.
That's true.
I mean, she's invisible, but they'll see her outline in it.
Oh, yeah.
That's freaky. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'd have to have one big rule. Actually, no, this isn't a big rule because this would be fine. It's like if you want to, I was going to say one big rule, no maggot storms. But then if you want to clear the beach, maggot storm.
Quick maggot storm.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So gross.
Oh, I like that.
But the seagulls will come and eat them all.
Okay.
Give it 20 minutes.
True.
The beach is clear.
It'll
take
clear
a
up.
second.
All right.
And then you come out and it's nice and picked clean.
But no one's going
what
back
about y'all?
there.
Where are y'all coming in on this?
Let me think.
So you made the girls' trip sound really fun.
You really did.
I was initially a little scared of that one.
I was too. You were like a travel advisor.
Now that I'm thinking, I'm like, it is a weekend girls' trip and it's a week in Hill House.
Yeah.
And a week is a long time.
Yeah. What is the guy's name? Jacob Crane or something in Hill House?
Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah, he's like a child abuser and like his spirit sort of permeates could you really have a good time?
And for a whole week, I think that would kill me
week.
Alone.
Yeah.
That vibe would be rancid.
Yeah,
so,
reserve us a spot.
Yeah,
in the
we're coming
trip.
on the girls' trip.
Oh, come on. Yeah,
nice weekend.
We'll take a villa together.
Yeah.
Great.
I like that.
Yeah, I'd do 3 ways on the villa with you guys and like
awesome.
split the charges.
Yeah,
but then everyone else can have other villas. Yeah, I'm in.
I like that. Although I do snore, but I use breathe right strips, so
that's
we're
okay.
Good. We're good.
That's
everyone. I'll do it for you guys.
Yeah, we'll put it on the Google Calendar.
Perfect. All right, we're going on the girls' trip with Suspiria.
I'm in.
So next, would you rather have to sell your childhood home, which is very haunted and also full of murder puppets, or live in it for a year while the puppets get to know you?
Well,
whatever you think that entails.
I'm gonna call the premise of the question into question because if it's your childhood home, you have been living in it with the murder puppets for years.
So maybe the murder puppets are a new addition to the home?
Oh, they just moved in.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually wouldn't mind the murder puppets.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, it would be really fun to sell a home with an infestation to someone and think about that and get away with it. But on the other hand, I think it might be pleasant to share a home with a bunch of murder puppets.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it would just kind of be like, what do they get up to when they're not murdering? Because there's only me. And if they murder me, they got no more murder to do. So they're gonna have to be luring people into it. So I feel like there'd be a lot of coming and going, which isn't always my favorite thing. I like a quiet house.
I like quiet.
But I mean, think that there is something really adorable about a murder puppet. They're tiny, they're cute,
tiny little weapons,
tiny little weapons, and think of their gumption. I mean, this is how I feel about Chihuahuas. They're so brave. Everything is so much bigger than them.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you could just drop kick them far, but they still go out there. They still put themselves out there. And I feel like movie night, I mean, so to me, heaven would be movie night. You got your blanket on the couch and you're just snuggled up with a bunch of murder puppets.
Wow.
I mean, that sounds really fun.
That. They do want to get to know you.
Yeah.
So.
I don't want, we would be chatting. They'd be telling you about their lives. We'd tell them about mine. They'd pretend to be interested.
Yeah, of course they would.
Yeah.
I like that.
How would you sleep there, though?
Yeah. I mean, sleep hygiene is tough, right? I think
with murder puppets.
I think I would do more of a power nap situation. Really hitting those 20-minute power naps.
Yeah.
But also, they're not murdering me in my sleep. You know what I mean?
Because that's not fun.
Yeah,
but there's always the chance they could.
There's the chance they could, but joke's on them at that point. They've killed me in my sleep, so I'm none the wiser. Yeah. And now they don't have anyone else to murder, and no one else paying the bills. So that house is going to go on the market. You know someone just might get it for a teardown.
Yeah,
and they're screwed.
And they just become puppets at that point because they're not murder puppets anymore.
Yeah. And
I was about to say a workaround might be cutting off my arms and legs and keeping me in a box or something.
Wow.
But I would still have to be earning money to keep the house. So it's in their best interest to keep me mostly intact.
But maybe they'll make you just transcribing. Transcribing. I was like, what is the word I'm trying to think of? So you don't need your arms or legs to write.
Right.
Because you can just they'll make you say the story out loud.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And they'll just transcribe it for you.
I got to say, though, I'm going to take the murder puppets.
I'm still going for it.
Wow. Yeah. No, I mean, and out of all of them, this is the one I'm the least certain about because it could go a lot of directions, but I'm going to stick with the murder puppets.
I respect that.
It is intriguing. And I feel like at night when you want to go to sleep, if you just did a really quick look around of your room, have a barren room, don't have a lot of places where they can scoot under, you could keep them out. They're little. They're not going to be able to bang a door down or anything. So you should get some sleep.
But they can hide easily.
I feel like as a dude, I'm going to double down on my decision, even if it's very poor, and cling to my position.
Doing it.
Is that what you're choosing too, Alaina?
Yeah, I kind of want to see what the murder puppets are all about. I love Puppet Master. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So,
and that's the problem with that franchise is the more familiar you get with those puppets, the more kind of adorable they are.
They are. That's the thing. And that's all I'm picturing in my head right now are those puppets. And I'm like, let's go, girls. Let's hang out.
I think I'll sell the house to a contestant on that show.
There you go. That? Or you could sell it to us.
Or there you go. I'll sell the house to you guys. You already want it.
We'll buy it.
Perfect.
Well, as someone who's currently living in an apartment with termites, so it's basically sold to me with murder puppets, except the less cute
tiny
version.
Little ones.
My opinion of you will be very low if you sell me a house and I discover the walls are crammed with murder puppets.
But you'll learn to love them.
It's true. Because they'll get to know you.
Yeah, exactly.
I will be resentful.
I won't actually. All right, next question. Would you rather have every writing session interrupted by whispers from a ghost quoting bad Goodreads reviews? Or have every writing session interrupted by a witch hat, a sentient witch hat, who keeps tapping on your keyboard and adding the word slay to every sentence?
Witch hat.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't read reviews online.
Me neither.
Neither do we.
I never have, and I never will. And
it's sick.
Yeah, so I'd rather witch hat. 100%.
Yeah. And who doesn't want to have slay in many sentences?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You don't have to keep it there. You can just go
delete it if you need.
Also, this witch hat already sounds adorable. It's like a little hermit crab, a little occult hermit crab.
Yes.
I was excited about it. I like the witch hat.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Because a ghost would be cool, but a whispering ghost, I'm not for at all.
And criticizing
But then whispering reviews that I'm actively avoiding would be it for me.
Yeah,
like,
I'd go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that one was easy.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Next one. Would you rather write your next novel while a Victorian ghost dramatically faints every time you use a semicolon? Or would you rather write it while being interrupted periodically by the sound of groaning Victorian child ghosts?
Oh, the first one. I almost never use semicolons. And so I feel like 5 or 6 fainting fits for an entire book, max.
Yeah, it's just so bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And child ghosts. I grew up at a time when, like, your parents were like, it's summer, go outside. And you weren't allowed back in the house all day except for lunch. And like, if you tried to see me, like, it's really hot. My mom used to she'd be like, go drink from the hose. And so that may have colored my attitude, but that is my attitude towards child ghosts. I'm always like, go outside. Find
just go
something to
play.
do.
Yeah.
Only boring ghosts are bored. Yeah. Go play.
Only boring ghosts are bored.
And they're just groaning.
Yeah.
Like
what do you got to groan about? Like, you got your whole life ahead of you. You got your whole afterlife ahead of you.
Yeah. You don't even pay taxes yet.
That's really beautiful. You don't even pay taxes. You're dead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do you need to worry about?
Yeah. You have no worries.
You want me to give you something to groan about? Let me pick up these termites.
The classic 80s parenting response.
Exactly.
I love the idea of a ghost, like a Victorian ghost, just dramatically fainting. When I do a semicolon, like I would probably put semicolons in my draft just to be like, where is it?
I think actually that's how every writing session would end is semicolon, door flies open, ghost swoons in and hits the floor.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, wow, that chapter really sent them.
Because you're like, the end. Let's go.
Boom.
Send it in. I like that.
Perfect.
All right. So we're moving on to a little horror store action here.
Okay.
Would you rather be trapped overnight in a haunted Orsk where all the furniture rearranges itself and whispers in Swedish, or get a job there where your manager is a demon wearing khakis and demanding team building exercises?
Overnight.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's just one-time thing, you know?
That would just be interesting.
You'd be interesting.
Watch.
I've worked retail before and I'm bad at it. Like, I don't have the stomach.
No.
Like, people who work retail, hats are off to them because they are able to do something that I find impossible. It's like algebra. I don't understand it. I can't do it.
It's a torturous job.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think
like I worked in a bookstore and I've sold stuff from a stand and I wasn't good at either of it.
No.
It's tough. Selling is hard.
And people are the meanest to retail people.
God.
That's why I'm never mean to retail, like anybody working in retail, because I'm like, your job is so hard.
Yeah, retail workers are service workers.
Yeah.
When I was a server back in the day, I cried more than I think I've ever cried in my whole life.
Oh, where were you a server? What kind of place?
Just a little Irish pub.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a bar, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's bartending is the worst.
Yeah. It was tough.
I couldn't do it.
People say things to you there that you're like, you would never say that in real life. Why are you saying that to me in this Irish bar?
Well, someone, because my wife is a chef, so she's owned a few restaurants.
Oh, cool.
And so my heart goes out. But I ran into this chick at a film festival, and she had like started, she was back of house at a restaurant, working in the kitchen, and she had moved to front of house and she was working the hostess stand. I was like, oh my God, so I was like, let's talk. So we're chatting. And she was like, well, the big thing with this job is I really do think UFOs are real and that extraterrestrials live amongst us. She's like, because I think what they do is they tell each other, oh, if you're a little insecure about, your human disguise, go to a restaurant. Like you can just like, that's where you'll really work on it and get it right. And if you do weird stuff, they don't even notice.
Oh my
and
God.
she's like, because I would say at least a third, if not half of our customers, they don't seem very good at being human.
Yeah, that's valid.
And their experience, she's like, and sometimes I think the requests are like messing with me, like
just
experimenting, how far can I push you? And I said that to my wife, and it's now gone around her restaurant, like, wow, because everyone's like, oh yeah, well, that's clearly that's the answer.
Like, yeah, that would make you feel so much better when people are like rude to you or doing weird stuff on shift.
You'd be like, you're just trying it on.
Yeah, I wish I knew that back then.
Yeah. Damn.
That could have saved me.
People are, restaurants and especially bars bring out the worst in human beings.
Yeah, they do.
100%. I was lucky to do a whole lot of retail in my job journey, but my favorite job was working at a video store by far.
Oh yeah, that was a cool job.
Because that's like retail, but like not like everybody was pretty happy at a video store. I feel
what video store was it? Like what kind? Like
it was a Hollywood Video.
Oh, a Hollywood Video. Where? And like where?
It was west? Like it was literally like just south of Boston, like a little suburb, and I loved that job so much.
That's a cool job.
Oh, I miss video stores so much.
I wish they were a thing. I didn't get to experience them very much.
It's so funny. I just did a shoot, like an interview thing, and they were like, oh, let's do it in a video store because I was introducing some movies for something. And I hadn't been in one in a really, really long time. And I was just walking around like I'd been, like I was in the the secret library of Congress or something. I was just like walking around because I realized that having grown up on video stores, that's how my brain, that's the optimal way for me to look at movies. Yes. It's not a streaming interface. It is like, here is a wire shelf, and on it are all the movies directed by this person, or on it are all the documentaries. And then you can pick it up and read the back and look at the picture. I was like, this is how my brain was wired to interface, browse movies.
Yes, because I get so overwhelmed with streaming services. Like there's too much selection. Like I need it narrowed into like everything that can fit in this one room in this store. And like the new releases are on the outside.
Walk the perimeter for something new.
And you don't know if there's an actual VHS tape behind the cover of it sometimes, because they would always have the covers out. And you'd have to be like, I hope there's one in there.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, so
good. Because I mean, how many click, like just shuffling through.
I can't.
I know. I've had to do this thing where I use Letterboxd. And so I've got everything on there and I just hit shuffle, and whatever comes up first is what I watch. Sure, even if I'm not in the mood, I'm like, all right, that's what I'm watching.
Honestly,
this was fate.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it, because my husband and I will get to the point where we're like 45 minutes through like just going through things on a streaming service, and we're like, forget it.
Yeah, let's just put on Scream.
Just let's go. Oh, I miss
well, and
it,
the
though.
worst is if you've had a few drinks, because I'm a notorious, like I've had a few drinks and I'll get 10 minutes into a movie and be like, I'm not in the mood. What else is there? And then like 4 hours later, I'm much drunker and I've watched 10 minutes of like 40 movies.
And you're just stringing them all together. It becomes one giant movie. That makes no sense. Well, speaking of, a time we all wish was back, would you rather...
Speaking of your drinking problems.
Speaking of your drinking problem. I'm like, it's so weird. It goes right into my next question. Would you rather be trapped inside a forgotten 1980s horror paperback with like some pulpy title like Satan's Babysitter, or forced to write the sequel to The Haunted Janitor in one night while being stalked by a mop?
Forced to write on a janitor sequel. I'd rather do something active than passive.
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck in something.
Yeah.
And especially not Satan's Babysitter.
And being stalked by a mop sounds like an interesting experience.
It does.
Yeah.
You could tell a lot of stories about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally. Like, is it also a haunted mop bucket on wheels?
yeah.
Like there's a lot
Definitely.
like yeah, no, and also I really admire sort of that sort of old school pulp writing where people just churned it out. I'm like, let me see
Yeah.
if I can do that, you know?
Hell yeah. And that's your
If I'm
time
not
to
worried
shine.
about this being good, how
No.
fast could I go?
Yeah, be a good test.
I mean, it's the sequel to The Haunted Janitor.
Yeah.
that's
so
the other thing. That's even better.
You've already got
Mhm.
something to work with. And that's always
Exactly.
great. Yeah, and I sometimes I like a crazy deadline where I'm like under crazy pressure. Sometimes
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing this, I want my cursed laptop that puts in romance
Yes.
subplots because there's
Oh.
half the book written for me.
Boom.
Oh wow, there,
There
you
you
go.
go.
Marrying
Yeah.
the two together.
Oh no. Now I'm sad that I picked the typewriter who's just giving me sassy commentary because
I
that's
know.
going
I
to
know.
bog me
did
down.
No, but
too.
then as long as the sassy commentary is in uncapitalized italics, you could just be like, it's metafiction. It's
Yeah,
I'm
there you
commenting on
go.
myself. It's like
Oh.
I'm a Paul Tremblay book.
I like that. I like that a lot.
That's amazing.
So I think we're all picking the Haunted
Yeah.
Janitor sequel.
Haunted
I think
Janitor.
for
So.
sure in one night.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for entertaining that. That was so much fun to play.
That was
Oh
awesome.
yeah, no, I was like, where's more? Let's go.
We
Let me
do
do the
have some B
hypothetical.
questions. If
We
you
have
want
some B
more.
squad questions that we had.
Oh,
in
give me a
case-
B. Give me. Let's do 2 B squad questions.
Oh,
Awesome.
awesome. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, which ones are we picking?
All right, let's see. Oh, this is fun. Would you rather have to share a haunted office with a poltergeist who throws books when they're bored, or one who insists on hosting dramatic table readings every night at 3 a.m.?
Dramatic table readings. I am really fussy about my books. Like I don't like dinged corners and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, table reading.
And that'd just be fun at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That'd be a crazy table read.
It really would.
Wow.
And I'm the same way with my books. Like Ash can tell. Like
I'm not allowed to borrow Elena's
I
books.
can't because I hate
I
when
dog
people
ear the
fold a
pages.
page or anything.
Ooh.
It freaks me out.
I know. I'm sorry.
Ooh. Also, like, you know, I really want I want to know the dynamic of this table read. You know, like,
Yeah.
I have to read the stage directions again.
I would love
Why
that.
can't I play a part this time?
I really like that actually.
That'd be a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
I'm definitely for that because
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
throwing my books. I just
All
get
three of us
pissed.
can be at the table
Yeah.
reading.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm for that.
bring me one more here. These are great.
All right, one
All right, go
more.
ahead.
Would you rather be haunted by a ghost who won't stop changing the endings of your books, or one who constantly whispers plot hole, while you write?
One, I'm very picky about my endings and they're very hard for me. I'm not good at it. So no, that first one's out. Second off, that's the inside of my head anyways.
Yeah.
Like
It's just like
I'm
echoing on
working
the
on this
outside.
draft right now. And yeah, I've got a running thing down the side of everything I'm writing. Like, go back and fix. This
Yep.
is stupid. This doesn't make sense. Fix this in all caps. Because I feel like making it all caps,
Yep.
I'll definitely like not ignore it.
There you go.
I was thinking the same thing as soon as I was reading it. I was like, well, I don't need the ghost because my own head is being like, that's a plot hole. That's a major plot hole.
He'll just keep you accountable.
He will,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'd be pissed. I'd be
I
so
know.
pissed at that. I'd be like, I got it. I know. Like,
So are
I've
you
read
going
that.
ending?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I'm trying to, I think I would go with ending because maybe he'll have a good idea every once in a while.
All right.
And I'll be like, because
That's
I am
actually-
also not great with endings. I get very
Yeah.
overwhelmed by an ending,
Yeah.
which is why I just like keep going through a series.
You're like, no, it's not over.
I'm
Haha.
like, oh, there's more. But so maybe he could actually end a book for me and that would be sick. I'd give him credit.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, that shows a lot of confidence
Yeah.
and a lack of ego. You know, like
See?
Yeah.
you're getting past your own ego and sort of being
Yeah.
open to all. I think that's really admirable.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
He's kind of
I
like an
appreciate
editor
it.
too. You know?
Yeah. He might have some good ideas.
Yeah.
Like, who am I?
Yeah.
I don't know
Who am
him.
I?
I don't know his life.
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
Yeah, I haven't written a book, so I don't know about this one. I guess I would go plot hole to keep myself accountable.
Nice.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. It's good.
Interesting.
It's good that you're like, I'd probably be taking shortcuts because I
Yeah.
have to finish the Haunted Janitor 2 by sunrise. and
Yes,
so-
exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks to this ghost.
Although I got to say, if we combined all of these into one, it's like, you know, there's a copy of the Haunted Janitor 2 with a romance subplot running through it. The word slay every now and then.
That's true.
A semicolon at the end of every chapter.
Yep.
And absolutely no plot holes whatsoever.
Yeah, I would buy that book.
I think
Yeah,
we just
actually
created a
sounds good.
banger, to be honest.
We
I think.
did.
We're on that list.
TM.
There we go.
TM.
No one take it. It's a great one.
Well, thank you so much for entertaining all that. What do you have to plug? Anything?
I just had a book come out, a nonfiction thing called These Fists Break Bricks, which is a history of how Kung Fu movies came to America, which even if it doesn't seem like your thing, it's sort of paperback from hell, but for like Kung Fu movies instead of paperback horror.
Oh, that sounds cool.
And that's out now everywhere in a improved edition than the previous one, as in
get
this
it.
one's in print and the previous one wasn't.
It's
and
improved.
I'm getting ready for season 2 of the podcast I do, Super Scary Haunted Homeschool.
Yay.
Last season took me 4 years from 13 episodes, I think, about vampires.
It's tough.
This, we're trying to be more professional. I work with the writers and, well, not writers, but I work with editors and musicians and all this and actors. And I think we're going to have the first episodes out by the end of this year. It's all about haunted houses. And I think it'll be done by the end of next year, but it's starting this year. So
Oh, that's exciting.
I'm excited.
and then
for that.
hopefully this first draft of this new book will be done by September. And that means hopefully I can convince my editors that it might be able to come out by the end of next year, which would be really nice.
Nice.
Good luck convincing that.
Yes, good luck.
Yeah, I know, right? They're like, let's move it to this fall of 2027.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I give up my whole summer?
Like, no.
That all sounds amazing. And guys, always, if Grady is in a town near you, check out his book events.
Yes.
They are so good. I don't know if we can say it enough.
Truly recommend it.
And whisper in my ear, plot hole, plot hole.
Yes, while he's signing your book, do that.
Yes.
So guys, thank you so much for listening. We hope you keep listening, and we hope you
Keep
it
Weird.
That was
you
good.
nailed it. You
Killed
nailed it. You killed it. Thank you
I
so
got
much
one
for
thing
this.
right today.
This was so much fun.
No, this was a fun episode.
It really was.
Bye, you guys. Thank y'all.